Hello Geminis, welcome to your next 3 months reading. I'm looking at November, December, and January. Archangel Metatron has been joining me for the readings because we are crossing into a new year during this period. So they have a message here for you. But we're going to use the charms and the cards with the chart here just to see where your soul energies and your angels just want to bring to your attention or bring to focus here for you for the next 3 month period. I do timestamp below, so if you just want to jump into the messages, feel free. Otherwise, let's dive in here, Geminis, and get your angel message first, archangel message first. Okay, we'll do that again and see if the same card comes out. So we want this one. I'm just doing that because I don't know if that one was me messing up. Very likely could have been. So we'll get the companion card. And now we'll dive into the charms here, Geminis. Okay. So just go around. If the angels are as active as they were in the last reading, your charms will just drop. Otherwise, I'll hover as soon as I feel some movement and tugging and pulling. I do my best to get it caught on camera so you all can see it. But let's see here. What's the conversation for Geminis? Okay. Going all the way down to the bottom. All right, so we'll go back around. Sometimes they just need charms to be moved out of the way. Whoa. Or they need me to slow down so they can get the right tile. Right here. Okay, I'm just gonna move my thumb because they definitely want this one here. Oh, the witch. Okay. Okay, so we're just gonna clean up the spillage here to get to their witch charm. Okay. Okay. Just gonna move the chart up here a little bit because we're in the bottom row here for you guys. All right, so let's get the companion cards for clarity and emphasis on the message, and then we'll get into the reading. So we'll do the reading first, and then we'll get your message from the archangel. Okay. Pull that card away from me and gave me another one. You know what? I'll put it here so I'm not covering that tile on you. We've got room. Okay. So where do we want to start here, Geminis, for your reading? I'm going to start here with this racing pony. I feel like he's heading off here on the starting line. Feels like the Snakes and Ladders board. For some reason they're showing me that. Maybe just because it's the first tile here. So give me the forward momentum. So we have a message here coming through from your ancestors. So your family lineage, your family tree, so anywhere in there. So if you're on ancestry, .ca.com, whatever it is in your country. I'm not sponsored. I'm just throwing it out there. It's a great way to build your tree out if you don't know it. You've got messages coming in here, and they're kind of rushing in on this young pony. This is also my charm about being highly excited really looking forward to, eager to jump into something kind of energy here that they're bringing through. So I don't know if it's going to be them kind of addressing this energy that you have, this desire to kind of move forward quickly here. You know, rush something, push something forward, rush something through. What a beautiful card to choose for the message from the ancestors, eh? Look at that, kind of chief. Sitting on your ancestral family tree here. Maybe that's why I keep referring back to the ancestry chart that you can make, right? What branch this ancestor is coming through in, but it's definitely got to be generations ago. So I don't think this is anyone that will come immediately to mind unless you have a beautiful photo on a shelf or on a mantle of this ancestor. I never know. You know, this card can make you think of a similar pose or a similar picture that you've seen, or a painting even. It could be that far back that it's not even before photography. So we've got a beautiful family portrait on the wall, but like, this is a pretty profound message here. So I'm pausing because I don't want to mess it up, because we are going so far back here. I feel like we're going back to the roots of something, like the initial trigger point for something that has been passed down generationally here. It could be a personality trait, you know, it could be a condition, right? We see those stories of reoccurring cycles within a family in terms of a habit, in terms of rushing into something before thinking something through. So let me just see what they're starting with their feet here. More of the design on the boots, these leaves, the leaf design. For me, that's a new start. And the white color of his fashion here is speaking like healing to me. So we have a fresh start as part of healing, as part of recovery. So either you have a chance to break a cycle here, so you could be the first in your family with maybe a genetic condition, like a condition that you can track back genetically. You'll be like the first survivor of that, maybe with modern day medicine. But there's this new start that's possible with recovery and healing. They are pulling me to the spear, but it's more so the ribbon wrapped around the spear. So this is reinforcing for me again that it is genetics, because they're showing me DNA. So it is in your blood. So if you are in communications with healthcare professionals, start your ancestry conversation here. Maybe that's what they want to encourage, because there's probably an insight, because it's a pony, it's rushing forward. So maybe if you're willing to look deeper, there may be an aha for both you or your healthcare team here that will help speed up this recovery, get you to this brand new start. I like how the roots here, right? They're not connected to the leaves. Like, you are going to plant these and start a new beginning. So there's some way that you're sort of ending the cycle of this. It kind of there is this communication of this can end with you. You know, it doesn't have to be a condition you're living with. Like I said, it could be just a habit, right? A cycle of a behavior that we give into. So it could be anger management if you grew up in that kind of environment, or, you know, due to your environment, you've developed that, right? It could be always accepting relationships where it's unrequited love, right? Your needs are never met. You're always satisfying, or your partner's always controlling, right? So there's and that could be something you observed, and therefore that's what you feel your only value for, right? Like you're ending that thought process. You're ending this cycle. You're ending whatever this is. There's an opportunity here for you to end what started so long ago, which dates back so long ago in your family. So you have the ability here. We got the fresh leaves and the fresh pony. You have the ability to run forward, run away from this, set a new branch in your tree, right? You're going to set the legacy, the lineage down a brighter path here. But they are drawing me back to the blood with the pink tile, also the heart. So heart, blood work, you know, there's something here. It's for you, Gemini. You can end it. Or you will be the last, maybe even. I don't know. It all depends on, you know, how you're connected to the next generation in your family, right? Maybe you're the last of, unfortunately, in a branch, but that allows your family a new start. So there's a hopeful message of it ends with you as well in that context. Okay, so we have a pairing of charms here and two tiles that they've used nestled side by side. So we have an increase of wealth, abundance, prosperity that's anticipated. So it's not necessarily just finances and money. This can just be that things significantly improve for the better in an area of your life that makes you feel so much more grateful, so much more happy and joyful, that's come about. So it's like good favor, good fortune, right? So we have this little flower, but it's a bud. It's my rosebud flower. So something is just starting to bud here. And the arrow was pointing backwards to the lesson learned. And this is my A to B arrow. So that lets me know that you took a direct path. You immediately learned the lesson. And that's why you were able to plant the seed, and you have this kind of new anticipated start here that you're going to be welcoming in. So let's get a sneak peek into what this successful lesson learned was, and this beautiful start. For some of you, I will say off the top, it is going to connect in with your heart because of the heart arrow and the rosebud. So it doesn't necessarily mean a new partner. It could just mean a new companion, which could be a person, could be a pet, right? It could be a plant, just whatever you're connecting with. Or it could be the opportunity that literally brings in wealth and money. So we'll see here. Okay. I feel like the lesson that you learned was the ability to see the black and white, read between the lines, you know, see what's the ability to like read people, so you know what's true and what's not, when you're being gaslit, when you're not, right? When someone is over exaggerating or maybe extending the truth a little bit. There's just this beautiful dance that this card is doing here, this individual is doing here, as he goes around the pole with his wand, and he just knows which ones here poking out behind the tree are, yeah, I'm gonna ignore you, I understand, you know, like he's reading these opportunities and these individuals so quickly now. So your level of experience, everything you've gone through up to this point, regardless of your age, I feel like you went through a wealth of experiences and interactions and relationships and scenarios that you just have such clarity, such you have such a nice vision here on where you're going next, who you want to be with in that next chapter, right? Because he's bypassing who he does and does not want to connect with, who he does not want to interact with. So that's where your wealth and prosperity is coming from, is your ability to spot the right opportunities, the right people, the right companionship. So your heart is quite ignited here, quite joyful, playful, happy. It's kind of the energy you have me sitting in, which is really, really nice. Really light, youthful energy, right? I can do anything kind of feeling. So we're gonna, as the witch dances out of my hand, coming to the future here. So a little sneak peek as we look forward in our next 3-month reading. There's this getting out. This is what my witch charm is about. It's about getting outside, getting back to being more sociable, getting back to movement, even just like getting up and out of bed, getting up and off the couch. Like, that's really hard for a lot of us. So this is you returning to that, right? I'm gonna step outside, I'm gonna walk down the street, I'm gonna go for that coffee, right? I'm just gonna get up, and you're kind of reconnecting into that energy. Maybe that's why I was feeling such joyful energy coming off this card over here, such delight. But I like the movement here. They're really emphasizing movement. Even with our first charm, as I fixed up the pony, this is youthful energy as well. Movement. Rosebud is youthful. This is youthful. So there's a lot of like your soul and your overall kind of aura feels like re-energized. I don't know, like I'm trying to, like those battery icons that go like doo doo doo, but you didn't get fully depleted, and then all of a sudden you're back to full power. That's what I'm kind of seeing here. Okay. Now look at you. Look at you powering up right here. Here's your bars building back up one by one by one by one. And I like the caring, nurturing energy coming off of this. So whether someone has been caring for you or this is you caring for self, right? This is your soul, this is your guardian angel coming in and resting with you and helping you recover, heal. There's a lot of white on you, really symbolizing the beautiful journey that you're going through in this healing process and kind of coming back into self. So yeah, in the future, you're going to start to feel that energy again. You're going to be feeling strong and confident, and you're going to want to move and socialize. Again, I get this feeling of like getting back to routine, getting back out there. I just hear repetitively getting back. So however that is defined for you. Okay, so Archangel Metatron. Let's see what the Archangel wants to share with you for the next 3 months. We have Memories of Love. I know it flew off camera, but if you were with me in the intro, a card flew off camera. I threw it back in the deck, shuffled, and said, let's see if the same card comes out, and it did. It was this card. I wish it had flown on camera. Memories of Love, paired with the Wheel of Fortune turning around. Boop. So it looks like a moving forward, a release of, a reflection upon, in a really beautiful way. This is you receiving closure regarding something, because your clock here, your Wheel of Fortune, is going to tick to the next upcoming chapter, the next phase, right? We're turning into the next year, so 2026. So this could just be a beautiful release of 2025. You reflecting back on your memories made and just kind of moving forward. There's this moving forward, forward progress. I'm going to reflect, recognize, be grateful, but it's behind me, right? You're releasing, you're letting it go. So I don't think these are situations, circumstances, individuals that you're like thinking about a lot. Like they're not monopolizing your time. You're just gently kind of reminiscing and then moving forward. These are good times. Glad I had them, moving forward. So sort of a period of some beautiful closure here that Archangel Metatron is kind of encouraging you to kind of do. So, you know, release anything that will hold you back from moving forward, because your whole reading is all about forward progress. Even if I just only did the charms with you, we've got the horse to the arrow to the witch, right? So in order for you to rise up, get back to self, move forward, there's some kind of releasing, but it's memories. So you are, like I say, you're recognizing, you're grateful, but I'm glad it's behind me. That's really the message. So beautiful start here with your family member coming through. I really like the forward momentum. So when we check in next month, let's see how you've been doing.